Well, hello, everybody, and thanks for tuning in tonight to Soul Talk. I am very excited about my guest coming on tonight. We've been friends, I want to say, I'm going to say at least 7 or 8 years. We've known of each other and been good friends for a while, and we are also business partners now. And I wanted to bring on one of the leading experts I consider in the country on chakras and also on angels as well, and just a very talented individual. I would like to bring on the show Miss Tina Michelle. So I'm going to bring her on here. Just give me 1 second. And having mouse malfunction here. Hi, Tina. How are you?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Um, so I was just excited about talking about this subject mainly because I know you're so passionate about it, but also because I think it's super helpful for people to understand more about their chakras. Because I think pretty much people only know that we have 7 of them or more of them, and they know the heart chakra, and I will tell you, I've taken 1 or 2 classes from Tina on chakras, and I learned things that I had actually never known. And so, anyways, I just want to say I'm really excited about talking about this subject tonight.
Me
And
too.
so one of the things I wanted to kind of throw out there is, I think that one of the things people always talk about is the heart chakra. They always say that this is the center and this is where we should work on. And one of the things that you had mentioned in your class that really just, and you mentioned before the class, you and I have talked about it before, is the pulley system of the chakras. And
Hmm.
there's a lot of misconceptions of the chakras that people aren't aware just because they haven't been trained. And
Right.
so I didn't know if
One,
you could talk.
oh yeah, I'd love to talk about that if I could. Um, one of the things that I have noticed, I've studied chakras in depth for 30 years. And thank you for calling me a leading expert, but I humbly disagree because there's people that teaches me every day on this. But one of the things that I noticed is the Western idea of all chakras spinning one direction, all of them spinning to the right. If they're spinning to the right, your chakras are balanced. And one of the things that I teach my students is if it can't withstand questioning, it's probably not true. So, one of the things we have to always use in metaphysics is logic. The universe was built on logic. Our conception of the universe is built on logic. And logic would never promote the idea that the Kundalini energy, that is actually two separate energies coming together to be one, could raise itself up on a pulley system with all the pulleys going the same direction. Because if we liken the Kundalini to a serpent, how many snakes have you ever seen go in a straight line? They
Never,
don't. They do
never.
this. It's the that kind of thing. And to be able to do that, the chakras have to move clockwise, counter, or counterclockwise, counterclockwise. This is why a lot of the chakra healers don't understand because they've kind of been taught or misled another way. So when they're working on balancing all the chakras and they're spinning them all in the same direction, they're actually doing more harm than good. And what I mean by that is the person has to write themselves afterwards and get their own chakras going. I've read something in the old texts that say, male chakras go clockwise, counterclockwise, females go counterclockwise, counter. I don't find that to be true either, especially now as our energies of male and female are starting to be blurred lines there, as far as like our own expression and how we feel. So, what I do is basically find the pattern on someone with feeling. You can use a pendulum. I mean, you can. I prefer to feel with my hands and feel the energy under me. Is it going? Do I feel it going this way or do I feel it going this way? And once I denote the pattern, let's say I get a clockwise, counterclockwise, counterclockwise, counterclockwise. I know that the third one up is off because
Right.
it should be clockwise. It follows a pattern that's individual. Okay, so that is one of the main reasons that if you've gotten a chakra healing before and maybe it didn't take, or you're like, I'm not ever going to do that again, your provider or your healer may have been unaware of your distinctly individual chakra rotation. Okay, that has to be something you work with your healer on and ask them to feel and to see what balances you properly so that the kundalini can begin to rise.
So what? How do they tell that by just energy? I know that I can feel the energy flowing in somebody,
Right.
and probably based on where it's flowing is how the pulley system is working.
Correct. And my main thing would be if your energy worker can't feel energy, you might want to go somewhere else, to be honest, because they should be able to feel that flow of energy. But if, again, not blaming them, because if they have been taught or misled, they're trying to fix something that may not be broken as they think it is. It may be broken in another way.
Right.
So if you are watching this and you are an energy worker, I really advise you to try out what I'm talking about. Put your hands over the chakra areas and feel what direction that they feel like they're naturally going. And if you get a pattern, that person is balanced. If you get a pattern and then the pattern stops, right there is where you begin the problem. Because if the heart chakra is blocked, everything above it's going to be blocked. Because I want you to think of a water hose, okay, coming up from the bottom. If there's a kink, the water stops the flow. It stops right there, okay? So they can be deficient, even spiritually malnutritioned in those chakras. So getting the flow going again would be step one, just to get the chakras breathing again, get them flowing the right direction again, and then work on the issue of what caused the initial kink, what caused the initial glitch in the system.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. And then, so I would think these days, especially what's going on in the world, well, anytime really, but I guess we like to in the last year say, especially what's going on in the world, but we've been saying that for all my entire life, depending on what's going on.
Right.
So, that a lot of people's energy system is probably sporadic because of all the emotions that are going on. And what is something that somebody that's, a lot of people are sitting home. I still have friends that just recently left the house for the first time in a year.
Mm-hmm.
And they've been ordering all their groceries and everything and having them sent to their house, and they really have not left the house at all. So what are some things that, people are sitting at home during this time frame that they can do to bring their chakras into balance?
Well, honestly, they're probably doing it. And let me explain why.
Okay.
This whole, let's not even talk about the virus itself or whatever. Let's just say the whole staying at home has allowed us to take a deep breath. Whether we realize it or not, because all of us was running like our pants were on fire. And when you're forbidden to run and stopped, stop, drop, and roll, you really start to do a lot of insight. That is one thing that I have noticed, that more people are coming out of this with more insight and even love for themselves more, because they've had time to sit and think about the stuff that they did and they should have done, would have done, could have done, all that kind of stuff, and put that into proper perspective. And I believe that rest, if you will, has assisted in some of the sporadic, spontaneous psychic eruptions that people are getting. We are in the grand awakening. I mean, it's here. Okay. The dawning of the age of Aquarius, we're here, baby. Okay. And people are becoming spontaneously psychic. I don't know if you've noticed this or not, or talked to people that's like, I don't know, I didn't used to believe in this. And then I heard my name called, or, then I started having these dreams and I met this person the next week. What is this? So that is one of the reasons that chakra work is so important, because chakra work is not, it is so all encompassing of what we call humanness, that if we don't work on that, we can't work on the spiritual because they go hand in hand. For example, the Muladhara, the root chakra. Very few people that are taught the Western method realize that that chakra doesn't exit straight out and straight back. It goes straight down. It doesn't have an exit. It has an exit. It doesn't have an entry point. All chakras have a cone going out and a cone going out the back. So you have an enter and an exit, okay, for energies, except the crown and the root.
Root.
And they act as entrance and exits for each other. So that tells us the root chakra that most people just don't even want to talk about. They think is so basic. I'm so above that. No, you're not. No one is. The root chakra holds the main word is fear. And what I teach my students, that's an awfully big word. And you start searching around. What am I afraid of? What am I afraid of? What am I afraid of? Let me clarify. Fear of not blank. Fear of not being good enough. Fear of not being recognized. Fear of not having money. Fear of not being accepted, not being loved. Whatever that fear of blank is the key that unlocks and balances that chakra. Okay? So inside that chakra, it holds how we feel about our tribes. This would be, for you and I, our metaphysical people, okay? Our tribes, our family, how we feel about money, our survival issues about money. Now, money also goes up to 2 additional chakras. So sometimes it's not just a one and done. Sometimes it's a blended method. For example, money, survival. The root chakra is survival. Food, clothing, shelter, sex, all of that lust remains there. But money also goes into the next chakra area called the Svadhisthana. And there is how you have your feelings intertwined with money. Okay. And then it goes to the next chakra, the Manipura, which includes your will center and control. Does money control you or do you control it? So you see, it's not a one and done on any chakra. They blend. And knowing that they blend, the healing advice is what I do is I will do a circle 8 on my person. And I'm talking to you healers out there, okay? Doing a circle 8 through the, let's take in the root chakra and circle 8 it with the sacral, which is called the Svadhisthana. And once that feels like it's flowing properly, then you bring in the Manipura, the solar plexus. And then you have a free flow going. Does that make sense?
It does. It does.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Good stuff. So I know that I'm pretty sure that Daniela is listening, and Damien.
Hi, Damien.
And Stan says, interesting perspective. Linda is watching you as well. So Daniela says hi. So, but yeah, that is really interesting. And it really is interesting too, because I think with this type of research, I know in my own research and study, there's like a rabbit hole of complexity when it comes to some of this stuff. And then again, at the same time, I also say the spirituality is actually very simple. We just make it hard. However, we're studying ancient texts of how to look at things in, especially with the ancient culture. And Damien says, hi, Nana. So, and I think that that's important to really think about. And that's why I believe that, especially with ancient texts, there's a lot of misunderstandings. And so, what people don't realize is that could take us down a wrong path.
Right.
But and so I think that's just really careful. And I think, do you think that one of the things I've always thought is that also you have to kind of pay attention to your own gut too, your own instinct, which I know that a lot of stuff you've learned, you'd mentioned when you were studying it, something was guiding you.
Yeah.
I think you mentioned to me before.
I have a saying that if it doesn't resonate with you, throw it away. If you can get 10 cents out of my $20 I'm throwing down, then you've gotten a little something to take away with you. That doesn't mean you have to take the whole 20. You may not be ready for it. I may be wrong. Look at that. I could be wrong. This is my truth today. And as far as the rabbit hole goes, you're right. It can sound very complex, but in the end, it really is simple. And understanding the 7 different major emotions that we have 7 psychic abilities.
You froze up just real quick when you said understanding the 7 different main emotions that we have, and then I lost you right there.
Each have 7 major chakras attached to them. So, like the fear of not that, now let me tell you the psychic gift that comes with that particular chakra when it's balanced is clara aroma, because the root chakra is connected to the nose. Just like animals smell, it's our most animalistic. It's what's left over from our animal cells. Okay, that's the first chakra. And so animals go by their smell most often. What do they smell? Fear? Do they smell danger? Because I don't know if you've ever smelled an animal that's been in trouble or scared of it has a smell. I mean, it has pheromones that come off of it. Okay. And also that's how police dogs find a lot of criminals. They look for that smell of fear. And so the nose being attached to that chakra would indicate that's a good psychic sense. Right. For example, if you're typing or whatnot and you smell a cigar and there's no one in your house smoking, but your grandpa used to smoke cigars all the time and you remember that smell, that is the psychic sense that is attached to that particular chakra. See what I mean?
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. I usually call that the pee-pee chakra, by the way.
Well, it's an important one. People don't realize how important it is, but everybody, you said everybody talks about the heart center. I've heard just third eye. Everybody thinking that that's the big jewel in the crown, when in fact, if you don't have the chakras balanced, understood, and connected beneath that, your third eye will need bifocals. Let's put it that way. The clarity will not be there. And it's just an amazing journey, the chakras. And I know it sounds complicated, but I've only got a few minutes here to explain it, but it's really not. When you lay it out logically and explain it, it's like, oh my God, of course, part A goes into slot B. How would it not? It makes sense because it's logical. One of the main things that there's just so many misconceptions. And one thing that I would ask any listener to do is, if you don't believe me, hit different websites. Just start hitting them. And you will see the information there. The root chakra is represented by red. It's by this stone and this subject. It's all cut and pasted from 10,000 other websites. That's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about being misled. That's what I'm talking about. Because you don't know if the original poster was correct or not.
Yeah.
But
that tends to be the reason why when I study, I read books that are 100 to 150 years or older, just because, it was harder to put out books back then. And so even though the author could still have a misunderstanding of something, there wasn't as many digital gurus as there are out there now. And so people giving their different perspectives. And I don't think there's anything wrong with giving perspectives, because I think that's great. I love the digital age and the fact that we're able to broadcast through our computers and webcams right now. I think that's amazing. Yes. And there are some people out there that are, teaching things that we know are incorrect because they learned it from a source that was incorrect. And it's not that they're intending on teaching something incorrectly, right. But the information is only as good as what's given to you. So
right, exactly. And that's why if there's any energy workers, Reiki workers, anything like that watching this, and if you would like to have a conversation about this, you can surely reach out to me, tina@tinamichelle.com. Let's talk about it, because I thought all the information I had at the very beginning was right too. But once you start investigating the Upanishads and the Vedas, it's like so not true. For example, one of my intro to chakra class that I teach is, are you aware the color system actually came from colored folders? Information about the root chakra was put in a red folder. Information about the sacra was put in an orange folder. It was a organizing system.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. The Upanishads talk about the Manipura, the yellow chakra, if you will, actually being the color of clay mud. So the colors, when you go to put color in, the only thing that I can say is chromotherapy does kind of merge over like this. Okay?
You froze again.
So where if you're putting yellow in someone, yes, you are putting happiness. I'm sorry?
You froze. Just
Hello?
You froze. Really, you froze again when you were.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. It was like a quick second.
So if you're pouring yellow into someone, yes, you are pouring in joy, happiness, intelligence, some of the things that particular chakra represents, but it's not the whole ball game at all. So we have to be careful in what we've been told versus doing our own research and finding our own real truth. That's what I advise everyone to do.
Absolutely. Well, I think this is really great information, and I'm really I've done my own studying of chakras, but I knew when I took your class that you've done tremendously a lot more studying than I have. I mean, I find it interesting, but I just know you're very passionate about this, which I think is great.
It's my life's work. It is.
I would like to point out to everybody that Tina's website is flashing down at the bottom, healingheartsacademy.com, and definitely go and check her out.
Thank you.
Also, I think it's also a good time for you and I to point out that we have a cruise that we do every year.
Yes, we do.
Our first one was in 2019. Obviously, 2020 was canceled, and our next one is in 2022. It is leaving. Is it February 27th of 2022? Yes. And it is gone during my birthday, which is going to be great. So it'll also be my 48th birthday celebration. So we are going to the Mayan ruins, and it's going to be 6 days out of Fort Lauderdale. So if you want to go to the link to the website is down in the description of the show. It's Spirit Heart Cruise or spiritheartcruises.com. Either one will work. And definitely check it out. The cost of it, for the conference, taxes, room, everything, for a balcony room is just a tad over $1,000 for 6 days, which is almost unheard of for a metaphysical conference. And we have, I think, 13 speakers this year.
Yes, we do.
And so it's going to be incredible. And so it'll be really great. One of those speakers is watching right now, Daniela. And Tina and I are going to be speakers as well. So I just want to take a second to talk about that real quick.
We have, can I just hit on some of the things we have? We have people that's going to be doing a past life group regression with Linda Herrick. We have Dr. Lewis Gates, who's going to be doing platform readings. That means mediumship, just pulling people out of the audience and reading them. We're going to have a live seance. We're going to have Cass Hillard, who wrote the book Game Psychic Plays. Then she's going to be teaching psychic development with that. We have numerology with Angela May. We have, but our big thing this year, every year we choose someone to teach three 2-hour classes, so 6 hours of intensive. And her name is Lisa Fry, and she's going to be teaching shamanism. Who wants to miss this? Where can you get this? And a cruise, and your meals paid for, and your hotel paid for, because it's a hotel on the ship, all for, and with a balcony for a little over $1,000. It's the way to go.
The other thing I want to point out is we have a gentleman that's going to be one of our speakers as well. He's doing a presentation on something that I've heard about but never called this, called precipitation mediumship. So when a medium puts a card over a flame and gets smoke on it, that's considered precipitation. But more importantly, some of the drawings is going to be showing is where the medium actually puts their hand over a card, and literally the colors and the painting, they don't draw it. It literally, the spirit does it for them, which is
amazing.
It is quite incredible. So, and so so I just wanted to take a few minutes to talk about the cruise. Are you doing a chakra class coming up soon?
I am, but I do also want to mention Daniela, who is watching, and she does archangels, how to talk to archangels, I believe is her class. And I mean, she is a dynamic speaker. We just have the best of the best. And so just I love our speakers, so I just want to really give everybody big hugs and things. But yes, in January I'm starting another chakra class. It's a year-long class. I mean, each chakra, like the root chakra, we study 4 hours worth of text on that. Okay, and participation and what it means. I mean, you are certified as a chakra teacher by me when you're done. I put my name on you that I guarantee you know your stuff when you go out there to teach chakra classes yourself. So I'm teaching future teachers. They don't have to be, they don't have to use it for teaching. They can use it in any type of their own work. It's going to make you a better reader. It's your own flaws and imperfections and how perfect those are and why you have them.
I like it. I had started her class last year when she started it, but just my life got super, super busy.
Right.
And it's not to do better this year. And so, but that's a good thing. And I really enjoyed it, the classes I did take. So if you're interested in the subject, I would definitely go to her website and pay attention, healingheartsacademy.com. Or you can find her on Facebook. Healing Hearts Academy is on Facebook as well.
It is. And something else I want to say, if you're not ready for chakras, I teach beginning classes too. And I take you from level 1, it's all on my website, level 1, level 2, level 3, and finally level 4 of mediumship. And, I've had people that have studied with me for 6+ years. They just keep taking the classes again. They love it because they grow every time they do. It's fulfilling to your soul. It helps you to get to know yourself, and it can be some of the best therapy you've ever had.
I love it.
Thank you.
Any last things that you would like to tell the audience before we wrap up tonight?
I really want to encourage people to be open to understanding they are in the awakening phase. Now, the awakening phase is like an onion. It never stops at one layer, okay? No matter, like Jeremy, you and I, we've studied this for years, but people just starting, they're pulling off the first layer and they're starting to feel different. Maybe they don't feel the things that they were taught is truth anymore. Maybe they're feeling uncomfortable in just the minutia of life, and they know there's more to talk about and think and explore. The awakening is happening. Don't be frightened of it. It's an excellent thing. Just find the proper guide, whether that be Christianity, if it's Jesus for you, if it's Buddha for others, if it's finding the right self-help books, finding the right teacher, whatever, mentor. Be able to find your tribe. Everyone has one. Find your tribe. And when you find your tribe, you're going to be able to speak loudly about the things that you have with no one disparaging you, putting you down, laughing at you. Find your tribe.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think we can do this without a tribe, people that we can connect with and talk about the things that we're going through and feel it and stuff like that. And, and the truth is we all need friends.
Yeah. Yes.
And people we can connect with and pick on Damien and Daniela and Tina. But we're all silly with each other. So, and I just think that that's the nature of, connecting with your tribe. So absolutely. Thank you so much. Well, everybody, this has been a great show. Next week, I have Dr. Lewis Gates coming on at 10 o'clock Wednesday night, and that'll be great. And my other speakers I have coming up are Catherine, my friend Catherine, who is an animal communicator, and she'll be in an animal medium. She will be coming on sometime, well, in 2 weeks. And then Donna Campbell will be coming on the 12th of May, and she's right now in Belize and going to the Mayan ruins in the morning. She's looking at doing a retreat down there. So lots of cool stuff coming up. And as you all know, this will be on the LA Tribune TV, Roku TV in a couple days. And much love, everybody. Thank you so much for watching.
Bye-bye.
Bye.